that's set up. And let's go and put a thingy in the announcements. VFL F1 flag, checkered flag. Race day number 10, Singapore GP.
Do you know what BWO's link is?
Not a clue. It'll be in the franchise area.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Oh, they're playing right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's only be like 2 or 3 games left tomorrow. It's just a shame that Momo and Thingy are doing it fucking midnight. But then again, I'm doing UFC tomorrow anyway, so I won't be able to kind of do too much anyway.
Boring.
I know.
Play pen tussling.
Thank you.
Yell at him.
I've already yelled at Will out and Aaron Rodgers. I've got no more yelling to give.
Well, you haven't yelled at Will Mason yet, so.
That's true. Will rules
Thank
off.
you, lads. Cheers.
Anytime.
All right. Right, we're all set up. We're all good. Let me get on.
Tell you what, who did have a good game though? TJ Highsmith.
Who?
TJ Highsmith.
I have no idea who that is.
You should do.
Yeah.
What about
He
Alex
doesn't get
Watt?
it.
No,
Who's gonna tell him?
Oh, you're combining the names of 2 players.
Yeah, I'm taking the piss out here, yeah.
Okay.
Since I just got took the piss out of by me fucking quarterbacks, I think it's time to get a share of the gym.
I mean, we've all had a bad one. Like Dan got fucking throttled. I got fucking beat by fucking Pappy. Johnny got beat by fucking Fup. Hamp got throttled by fucking Ellis. We've all had a bad one.
Since I was playing in the fucking ocean.
Where is Mr. Diak?
Johnny Diak. Do.
Oh, he is missing. From
He's
the
already
list in
not converting a
front.
4th down.
Yeah.
So we got to do this F1 race. Then I've got to go and resume my running activities. And then I got to do postage labels when I get home. There's no other actual work to do tonight. So that's good.
Get in.
What'd you make my trade earlier on, Batty?
What?
What'd you make my trade earlier on?
What trade?
I did. I didn't realize that DJ Glaze was so fat, and the Raiders had him at right tackle. And Dan told me that kind of you need a bit more speed at right tackle, so I traded DJ Glaze at a 4th for some Morgan guy on the O-line of the Green Bay Packers. So I've done that.
I'd also like to ask Kyler how Dan ended up getting a pick as well as Mooney for Ridley.
Because he's a cap casualty.
Right. Okay.
I didn't really want Mooney, but
yeah,
I took him to make the cap work because he had 2 mil of cap space before that trade. So.
Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say because like when I looked at it like that, I'm like, hold on a bloody minute, you're just getting a age reset and a pick.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with him. DK had a fucking phenomenal game for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Fucking can't get touched. Breathed on the wrong way. Snaps in half is awful. That dude is miserable.
Yeah, so
I
after
really
that
don't
game,
like how big BWO's buttons are.
after that game gets done, we got Chiefs Chargers, which is tomorrow afternoon. 49ers Seahawks, which is tomorrow as well, tomorrow night. Lions Packers, which is the stream game. And then the Vikings Bears, which is going to be tomorrow night at like 10. So, yeah, it's good. So then realistically, we'll do Friday and Saturday as the 2 days to get it done. And then we'll just keep going on 2-day advances until it's not really plausible anymore. And that's the way to do it. Unless, of course, we do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we just... we could probably do that. Well, I think people are eager now. We'll stick to 2 days. I don't think people are going to be too bothered by 2 days. So, yeah. All right.
Do I need to message anyone back? Do you want me to start yelling at people? I know what early days. Hello, Sergio. How are you?
I think Sutty's gonna be in quali.
Yeah, he always is, isn't he?
Who's the other one, Dan? Is it Victory?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're signing Welch and he's not shown up on my list. Adversaries here. Gunners is here. Michael's here. MGD's here.
You should have you should have 16 and then subtracting the 2 that are joining in quali.
So
you
14 of the
should
lobby,
start
16 for the race.
14.
Yep.
Correct.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't complain. Sergio, I'm good. So I did a little bit of a Madden thing a couple minutes ago, so that was fun. And then this now. I mean, for me it was, not for you, sadly, yeah.
That's nice. Still dry enough.
Who's your next game?
I'm being spat on. I don't care.
All right. But who is
Hey,
it?
it was Kyle, no?
It is.
Is it Kyle? Oh,
Yeah.
Kyle might not be in the league.
dude, it wouldn't surprise. It wouldn't surprise anybody. It wouldn't surprise anybody. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, F1 is always kind of like interesting. Looking forward to be again the incorrect
Scale
words to use because like it, you know what I mean. Like I'm not like a big F1 head, but I enjoy watching it. I want to see if we're gonna have another kind of tight race between Chissy and Coat. So Chissy and Keiran had a pretty tight one last week. And you got fucking Tilla coming back in as well, which should be a good kind of third man in the conversation. The magic board is telling me I'll win this race. Is you good at Singapore or not, adversary? How's the form tonight? What does that mean? How's the form tonight? I'm terrible. I am leaned over. I know that's what you mean, but yeah. I'm shite. That's why I'll be in the wall. Okay, fair enough. It's fair, adversary. It's fair. Fair. I also, about earlier on, before I went to do commentary for Madden, put you as commissioner on the Fantasy League as well. So you've got that. I bumped up the XP sliders because obviously you're going to be doing less seasons than us during the year. So it's kind of like, I bumped them up to kind of reflect a little bit more of a faster progression, but it's nothing too crazy. I mean, how are you? I'm good. I can't complain. I'm just trying to chug as much water as I can. I've barely drank it today.
Don't have Welch on my list. He's just not showing up at all.
Is he there alive? Is he or?
I presume so.
Do I have him? I do not have him.
No.
We reckon Arsenal attempted to get Eze. Well, apparently we are getting him because Kai Havertz has got some sort of injury. So I sent it to Scarata because he's in the party. He's an Arsenal fan as well. That clearly, if we're going out and we're just signing Eze, indicates that he's out for a while. So you would think at least if we're going out and signing a £68 million player like that for release clause outright, he's got to be done for at least 3 months. So yeah. But I think it was needed. I think Martinelli shouldn't see the light of day with how he's currently playing. I always wanted Trossard to stay. If I had it my way, we'd keep Trossard and we sell Martinelli, personally. But then, again, either or, whatever you do, you sold Trossard, sell Martinelli, keep the other one, you need to then go and get another player. Instead, Eze can play left wing, he can play creative midfield, so it's good. I'm happy with it. Nelson as well, yeah, but Nelson's fucking terrible. I think he's getting loaned to Fulham, isn't he? So, yep. I don't know why Arsenal fans have like this hatred towards Trossard. Trossard was literally one of our best players last season and the season before. He came in for 24 mil and has had, I think, 2 seasons where he scored 10 plus league goals. I don't know why our fan base hates him so much. I love him. I think he's great. I think that is every club needs a kind of super sub player that's going to come off the bench and be able to score. Like, I like Trossard. I wanted Trossard to stay, which is a bit of a... I thought it was a kind of, you know, a normal opinion to have, but a lot of, like, fans on Twitter in particular just hate the guy. I have no idea why. Not a clue. What three should I go and abuse then? Welch, I imagine, is one.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can find Welch at the minute.
Have a look.
I think he's just put in the chat that Benchwarmer, I think, may have lobbed him an invite. So
Okay, perfect. And who are the other two that we need to get then Batty after that?
Victory is joining Quali, as is Sutty. I'm trying to figure out who it is. Hippo's here. Torish isn't racing.
Correct.
Ryan K.
Ryan K probably, yeah.
It's like the only.
no Ryan K this week.
Alright. So it's Victory. Benchwarmer and Tabby both here. Yeah. So that's then Torish and Welch is on his way. Torish ain't racing. Sutty will be in Quali. Ash ain't racing. There's only one Alpine, and then everybody else is here that should be here.
Okay, so it should be 15 then. Well, we should have 13 in the lobby, 15 in the race.
Yeah. So it's Ryan and what's his face? Welch. And then we can go to Quali.
Okay.
Let me put it to you. Let me put this to you. Before we sign Gyökeres, would you prefer a front three of Saka, Havertz, Rodrigo, or Saka, Gyökeres, and Martinelli? Neither. I don't rate Rodrigo. I just don't rate him. I don't think he's 80 million. I don't think he is this superstar player at Madrid that everyone in socials makes him out to be. I would have 100,000% of us got an Eze rather than Rodrigo. 100,000%. I think Martinelli and Trossard are both bench players. I think if you only can keep one, gun to your head, you can only keep one, you have to keep Trossard. I haven't seen the... I understand that Arteta plays Martinelli out of position, and that in a lot of people's opinions, Martinelli is more of a striker than a winger, but he's never going to play striker for us. Arteta's shown that, so I would have rather sold Martinelli to Bayern Munich when they came knocking for him, keep Trossard, and then get Eze in. That's the way I would have done it. Personally. People looked at me crazy when I said that I would rather have gotten Ollie Watkins than Sesko, because I think Ollie Watkins would hit the ground running quicker. So, not on board with the Madueke transfer, though. I don't think anyone is. 55 million for him is ridiculous. For effectively rotation. But then again, we needed rotation for Saka because we've run him into the ground. We don't rotate the guy and we're overplaying him. He's going to end up like fucking Hazard, and he's going to end up with shot ankles and knees at 27. So, whatever kind of prolongs Saka, I'll get on board with. Well, Welch is in. So then who's the last one we're waiting on?
Ryan K.
Ryan K. Dan just said Ryan K. isn't racing this week.
Right, well then. We got everybody. So,
Okay.
Green light, lads.
Wonderful stuff. Look at that. Nice and somewhat on time. That's smashing, that is. Cool, cool, cool. All right. All right.
10 seconds and we're good. Okay, loading in then back. Talk to me. Singapore, what's... Are we in for some crashes tonight? Are we in for some death and destruction? What's the comms on Singapore?
Tricky. Probably top 3 most tricky tracks on the whole game. Night race, so it's going to look very pretty, but yeah, I expect a couple of safety cars. We might not get one, you know, because the amount of cars who actually, oh god, okay, well that just makes it 10 times worse.
Oh, it's raining. Okay. I walked off screen to put my phone on charge, and I come back and it's just pissing it down with rain. There you go. We've seen a rainy Madden game, now we're seeing a rainy F1 race. Isn't that smashing news? All right.
I'd be surprised if we see a lot of guys just start at the back. I mean, obviously it depends what the weather for the race is like, but yeah, this is not ideal. This track is tricky enough, and there's like corners that 2 or 3 corners on this track where you need to brake and turn at the right time every time, or you know, you're gonna go wide or hit the inside curb, potentially put your wing into the barrier. I think we'll see a lot of broken wings, but kind of how Vegas went. You know, Vegas has obviously got those 2 kind of very, very long straights. Singapore doesn't really have that as much. You know, there is a straight at Singapore, but you've got to basically be right behind the car ahead to even have a chance to overtake them down that straight. Dirty air's a bastard around here, along with the wet. So yeah, finding a gap in quality is going to be imperative here. So I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of lads just put a load of fuel in the car and just try and get a feel for how the track feels right now, because you could set a time now and it could potentially get worse. You don't know. It's pretty unpredictable, especially Singapore, the way that you get 4 seasons in one day out here. So
in ideal conditions where it's dry, what is kind of like a good lap time for Singapore?
Yeah, I think 128 would have been sort of like, you know, you get into the 128, you're probably looking at a top 6 position. 129s, you're probably looking at being ahead, sort of that middle pack. But yeah, I'd expect Mr. Welch to probably have got in the 127s. So normally you add about 10 seconds for a lap. It's kind of just track dependent, but there is a lot of kind of slow speed corners around here, so you're probably looking at maybe 14 seconds, 13 seconds instead. So I'd probably say looking at maybe a 140, 141 if it is true intermediate conditions. I mean, we've absolutely no, everybody is coming out on inters, but it's quite hard to tell how wet it actually is right now. I mean, to me, I don't know if it seems to you, but it looks to be getting worse already. So yeah, especially coming into this section here, it's very difficult for the boys to see right now.
Yeah, misty, I think is the best way to describe it. Well, I mean, the thing is as well, is that you got these weather conditions which also make the race intriguing, but then you have the kind of reappearance of Tilla coming back in. You've got that kind of top 4 that you should really be expecting to kind of headline the race itinerary in terms of who should be kind of up there. You could look at Keiran to win this race. You could look at Welch to win this race. You could look at Chissy to win this race. You could look at Tilla to win this race. You know, and the fact is one of those is not going to make the podium. So put a kind of gun to your head, early days, with the rain being factored in, who is, in any particular order, your podium tonight in this?
I think, yeah, rain does normally bring the good closer together. I think Keiran, this could be a race where Keiran maybe pushes a little bit too hard, and with these conditions he might end up, you know, binning it like he has in the past. I mean, if he continues this form the previous 2-3 races, I think he'll be fine. But just the conditions alone, if it is a wet race, I could see him potentially making a couple of bad mistakes and then overdrive and eventually retiring. But I think, yeah, I'll be boring here. I'll probably go Welch. It's weird because bench is very, very quick at some tracks. So I'm gonna go Welch, Chissy, and bench warmer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit of
MGD
a,
will be up there. Tilla will be up there. Trying to think. Yeah.
maybe Michael. You think Michael, with the experience he's got, or do you think Michael will be too prepared for the rain in Singapore? I mean, there's always seems to be a kind of expectation on Michael because of his history, but hasn't really clicked for him this season. Is this a track today that you think this could be a I don't know, a resurgence in his career standings?
Yeah,
or...
yeah. I was gonna say he's definitely one of those. I think, started the season off a bit kind of rusty, and as he's got sort of the 8 to 7 races that he's had under his belt. He's improved dramatically, so I could see him. He set a pretty decent time there to start off. I could see him making grounds and potentially getting back to fighting for 4th and 5th as opposed to 9th and 10th like he was kind of in the first half of the season. Yeah, I do. Michael's definitely one of those that he needs to put the time into the game to get back to where he was, and I think he knew that himself. I spoke to him a couple of days ago regarding the incident he had, and he was saying that I've not really had any reason to play F1, but the league has made me, go on to time trial and actually turn the Xbox on, because it's a bit of dumb down period for all these FIFA guys. So yeah, F1 is literally, pretty much the only reason he's turning his box on at the minute. So yeah, he's getting back to. If he can get back to the form he was at a couple of years ago, then he'll definitely be one to watch for podiums next season.
Well, so far a 1:44.3 for Keiran heading the way, which is over a second quicker than Tilla. 1:45.7 is his fastest lap. Of course, as well, two of the big boys yet to set a time, Welch and Chissy, two of the best in the business. So just a case of seeing what Welch can do and what maybe he will maneuver this race like with these wet conditions. So yeah, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Of course, we do. Of course, there'll be more kind of information about this for people watching on replay, probably further on down the line. But for the people that are here as well, already kind of talked to Scry earlier on about the next season. To which, if I understand correctly, remember correctly, after tonight, Season 2 sign-ups are going to go live. So for those of you in GP1 that want to continue, while when FIFA comes out, you will have the opportunity to continue. And also for the people that don't want to continue for whatever reason, you have the opportunity to not continue in the proper way. And that's one thing we've always preached. Is a 1:42.5 there set by Welch. One thing we've always preached is, you sign up to something, you commit from the start to the end. You don't do what a couple of the drivers have done, is come in, do 2 or 3 races, lose, and then be like, oh no, mate, my fish needs a walk. I can't race on Wednesdays anymore. So, continue if you want. Pull out if you don't. That's, as long as you do it the proper way, that's all we can ask. And of course, the season will have a 2-week down period. Of course, we've got this race and then 3 more or 2 more after. It's race week 10. You got 11 and 12. It's race week 10, right, Dan?
Yeah, it's 10.
Okay, so you got this week, next week, and the week after. Then there'll be a 2-week kind of down period just to chill out, and then we'll be right back straight afterwards. So there you go. Well, Ryan K has arrived. So there you go. Ryan K is racing tonight. Then he's in the lobby, and with
good stuff.
Just under 10 minutes to go, we will be able to set a time here.
On victory and Saturday the night.
Yeah, with bell them and just be like, hey, 10-minute warning. We're nearly there. So there you go. Of course, as well, if you want to watch GP2 tonight, VL_Sergio is very much there and able. So I said, check in with him. Said he's always the more technical and insightful commentator than me. He's got all the knowledge when it comes to racing, driving F1. So again, he's always a blast to watch. And GP2 has been quite fun in the last couple of weeks. Maybe not as fun as GP3. GP3's just got all like the horrendous crashes and incidents. So you don't want to see that kind of stuff. And GP3 is right there. Had issues getting my F1 to work. Well, maybe you should fix it, Cersei. Cheers.
GP2 has been a very fun division, just simply due to the fact that it seems like somebody else is winning every different week.
Really?
So,
Okay.
yeah, the championship is kind of wrapped up, but a lot of the places under that are very much still on the table. Speaking of which, GP2 full wet quali by the looks of it, but it kind of looks to be lightening up. Looks like a lot of guys are.
Yeah, ours is
headed onto
completely
the
lightened up as well.
intermediate
Over in GP1,
Yeah.
as soon as I've only got clocked into focus that we have had the rain completely stop here. So started wet and now dry. Absolutely.
Still
So,
coming down on my screen.
well, on Welch's side, it is completely dry. I don't know if you want to check my... Oh, no, never mind. It's a couple of drops. Maybe it's because of the motion of it. I don't know.
It's got to be the glasses.
No, it's very, very possible that one section is dry and
Well,
another isn't.
look at my stream, because this looks like it's dry when you're looking at it from here. It just looks like it's kind of misty. It doesn't really look like it's coming down.
Still kind of see the raindrops falling, but it's definitely. I bet you're probably gonna have a situation where, and I think Ryan K has already keyed onto it.
Mhm.
He's rearing to go with like a minute and a half left. He's gonna go out on track on that soft tire and try to get as much grip as he possibly can.
Do you like that kind of thought process from Ryan K, Matty, to do that, or is that risky? What do you think of that?
No, I mean it's
Welch there with a
viable, but
140.3, by the way. It's
yeah,
it's faster and faster.
if it does, it'll probably need about, I'd say about 3 minutes of completely dry. If it's still kind of, it looks to completely stop now. So you might have nailed this, but he could have probably done with it raining for like another 2.5 minutes and then stopping, because now I think everybody's gonna have a chance to come out on these softs. If he'd,
You basically get the entire grid as just one shot
Yeah.
quality at this point.
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, 140.3 from Welch is gonna. All you need to know about the track, and this is a track that will dry up very, very, very quickly. So, track temperature around here is very good. The draining around this track is actually good, even though you watch the race in real life and it looks like a monsoon. The draining's actually alright. It's just the amount of rain that comes down in Singapore is the issue.
You
Yeah.
talk to a lot of the drivers in real life about what is the most physically challenging track, and they usually tell you it's Singapore because it's so humid and it's so hot out just all the time, and it's such a long and kind of physically demanding race with how many corners there are.
Yeah.
That, anytime it rains, because it is that hot out, it's just immediately gone.
Well, we have indeed gained 30 as well, so the only one that we're waiting on now is TRC Victory. So, yeah.
Victory said he needs an invite, so if you could, he said he's ready to roll.
Alright.
So there you go.
Did him not too long ago. I don't. There we go.
You should just about have time to set a time, you would think.
Yeah.
It will be maybe a little bit tight, but again, maybe not the worst thing in the world, even if it doesn't set a time, to just start at the back. I think that's, so, how many laps is this tire, by the way?
31.
31. Okay, so
Yeah.
tire strategy, kind of talk to me. What would be based on what you've seen in the quali with the rain and stuff, how would you approach this as you were driving tonight?
It's a pretty long pit lane, from what I remember. So probably a one stop. Medium hard, probably being boring. You might see a couple of lads do the soft medium, or medium hard. And probably be a good strat as well, because you can just absolutely brag the tyres. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we have a kind of all sorts of compounds here if it is a dry race. I mean, if it's a wet race, it's possible to take one set of intersil wets to the end. If you're very,
Well,
very good on
Surtees just told us
tyres.
there that it's supposed to still be raining during the race, so apparently it is a wet race
Okay.
today. So,
Alright.
that should give you a little bit more insight. Of course, with TRC Victory,
Spot showers.
if Victory can hear this, try your absolute best to get in as fast as humanly possible, because I think you're about 3 minutes left to qualify in it.
Yeah, I think people people out, and he's now having issues getting on the game as well. So typically,
Can't wait to have one of those nights again.
Get in. Well, for now, the top times still belonging to the main man Welch, 140.3. Tilla just behind with a 141.9. Keiran, of course, happy with his 144.3. Isn't really looking like he wants to do anything. Maybe he'll come out and give it a go, of course, with a couple minutes remaining. But right now, the driver's getting prepared for the final kind of 3 minutes and counting it.
these lads are all gonna wait probably until about 2 minutes, and then come out on the softs.
In GP1
Go, the
today,
track
mate,
is-
do we have any kind of time penalties? What's asked, by the way, time penalties or race bans or anything like that today, or nothing like that?
I think the only one is Ryan. I think Ryan's the only one with a penalty. 5 seconds.
Yeah, Ryan's got a
everybody
5-second
else.
penalty. And that's
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Michael did have, but after seeing his point of view, it was changed pretty quickly. So, but yeah, Ryan's one was harsh, but letter of the law, you're gonna have to give him something.
Letter of the law. Fuck it, it's like a VAR
Yeah.
expert. Look at you.
Yeah.
Mike Dean. Batty Dean. Brilliant. Well, the focus, of course, now on Michael, who is out there with his softs here with 2 minutes and counting. As he will look to try and join the top ranks. Of course, wants to maybe get as close to a 140 or 141 as humanly possible, but easier said than done. Easier said than done. And as of right now, I mean, realistically, it's intriguing that you have really harsh rain at the start of quali. The rain completely disappears, and then we're going to get that rain back during the race. So I'm intrigued to see exactly what maybe the strategy is from a lot of these guys. Is TRC victory like a confirmed out then, Batty? Is it looking like?
No.
So he's stuck on communicating online services. He needs to go into time trial and accept the invite from there.
Can't lie, it is a little bit on him to leave it like with 5 minutes before. Like,
Yeah, I mean, as long as he gets in before we go to the classification screen, we'll be alright.
okay, well,
So
keep
he'll
trying
just
your best,
start at the
Victor,
back, but
so time trial and then accept it from there if you can hear me. And if anyone knows or is in party with Victory, just communicate the same thing
I
to
have
him.
invited him and invited, or added him and invited him. So.
already said his game crashed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game crashed, Stella, 30. Well, the Wally here about to reach its kind of final stages, and again, somewhat decently timed start here tonight from all of you. So well in. That's what we love to see. That's what we like to see. Get ready for about 35-40 minutes of a great race night. Race night number 10 here in Singapore. Right, and now we'll start to see maybe some of those faster times being set and coming out to the forefront. So for now, Welch, as expected, top of the pile. Very much the man to beat. Tilla, Chissy, and VRL Keiran, albeit in 10th currently, will be dangerous opponents for him here this evening. MJD as well, the 143.7. If he could hang on to that 6th position out of 14 would be quite nice for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think track definitely improved, but not enough for the softs. Lads that came out on softs found out very quickly that that wasn't the right tyre to be on. It's a great time by Shadow, but Welch is about to set an absolute stormer. It's probably a 137. So
Oh, TRC Victory has just gotten in time, so
Yeah.
there you go. Hallelujah.
136.5.
A
there you go.
136.5 from Lewis Welch there, who is nearly caught up by Kemi. Kemi over 139.9. So that's not bad.
That's
From
good.
the
from
German.
Kemi.
Yeah, it's good from Kemi.
Guys, look, I think it's just a track. I think the track's just improving just that quick. But Chissy put himself second, though, so for a wet race, Chissy might have the pace to stay with Welch here. So it's gonna be an interesting one.
Well, for now, let me just quickly go and get this on the screen so Dan has it on the VOD.
Move your
I've
cute
got
face
one.
out of the
Yeah,
way,
yeah, yeah. I'm
please.
doing it. I'm doing it. That one. There we go. So that's everything that he needs. Of course, remember, fellas, in GP1, do not ready up until you get the ping from Batistuta. Do your setups and all that, but do not ready up. Thank you very much. As we get ready for 30 plus laps of Singapore here tonight in race week 10. The drivers have told us that it's expected to be a wet race, a rainy race. I mean, right now looks pretty clear, Batty, but that will only change as the race goes on.
Yeah, it looks okay at the minute. It is only approximate, so it could be dry, but or it could be one of those where it starts out dry and then goes rainy immediately. That does happen sometimes too. So if that's the case, the game will tell them to start on intermediates anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this track. It's very boring for the drivers, but very, very fun for the commentators.
Well, we get to see Piranha welcome in as well.
I don't know what simulation we're living in currently, but all of GP3 are still alive after the first few corners.
Unbelievable. So you're saying that the range slot is only at the end. So unless a safety car and virtual safety car, it won't hit. So there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, a big thank you to everyone, all 15 of you, for being on time tonight. Even you, TRC Victory, had difficulties getting in, but still got here in time. So that's absolutely smashing from you. And again, reminder that you will start to see sign-ups for Season 2 hit your notifications in the Discord after tonight.
Shout out to everybody, by the way. All three tiers starting on time. Like, everybody is right on cue, so...
Now we're just missing an EA
Much,
disconnect to fuck it all up, Dan.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
Had to say it,
There's
sorry.
a lot
Someone
of
had to.
guys who are disconnecting from servers and stuff in GP3. It's a rough night to be an EA technician.
All right, well, said we should be getting closer towards our starts. Make sure your setups are all being done and tinkered, and there we go. Well, we're off. I don't know if that was a false start, Matty, or not, but we are
No.
up and away. Okay, well, everyone's moving. We're here then, as we're off for another night in Singapore. A little bit,
my God.
contact already. That one.
What is going on?
That
Right,
one
well,
was-
I'm glad I got that on there.
Did you see that from my side? Did you?
No, I was watching MJD and somebody went under his car
Well then.
and overtook him that way. So yeah,
Tyre
bit of
strategy-
argy-bargy going on, Leon.
Tyre strategy right off the rip, Batty.
Oh
Would you
my
make of
God,
this?
What is going on here?
They're very, very tight together. 3 of our 15 coming out on hards, 12 coming out on mediums. What do you make of Victory, MJD, and Adversary coming out on hards here tonight? You like that decision, or is that a bit of an eyebrow raiser for you?
Yeah, I don't like it on this track because of the likelihood of a safety car. You know, you kind of want to save the hard, so if it comes out, you know, say lap 8 or something, you can just take the hards to the end. But other than that, you know, if there's no safety car and you stay out of trouble, the hard medium's always going to be the quickest strategy. It has been in previous years, not so much this year because 2 stops are normally doable on most tracks too. So yeah, a lot of no room given by people on this lap. So
Mm-hmm.
a couple of incidents there, probably.
You know, it almost felt like after that first corner, when we had that kind of argy-bargy at the very beginning where Welch is going through now, after that kind of first sector, it seems like it was almost like a formation lap. Everyone was just kind of happy to kind of take a casual drive and just see what the track was doing. No one was really making a move on anyone. There's now VRL Keiran, who's very much in 10th. That's not a position he would want to remain in this race, but he will look to make some overlaps and overtakes at some point. Right now, though, I mean, the boy, Lewis Welch, completely clean away from his rival, Chissy. 2.5 seconds behind him already as he looks to try and close the gap down. Once Lewis Welch gets that breakaway, gets that distance, that separation, I said every single week he just becomes faster and faster to actually catch up to. So what or how will Chissy close that gap is the big question. Of course, the more suitable question is the podium conversation. Again, we've talked today about the big four: Lewis Welch, Chissy, Tilla coming back in, and VRL Keiran. Bat, you said keep your eye on Benchwarmer. So far, he's living up to his prophecy. Benchwarmer currently in 3rd with the kick Sauber as the German, Kemi22, back in this week. He's looking to gun him down and try and find a way into the top 3. And again, for so many of these drivers, they view the top 3 as almost a race win because of how damn good Lewis Welch is, how damn good Chissy is. And no doubt there'll be a couple of people rooting for Benchwarmer today. So the pillar of inconsistency, but such a great personality to have on the grid. One week this kid can finish in 3rd, the next week he can finish in 13th. There's just no in between. It purely depends on the direction the wind is blowing when it comes to Benchwarmer and his racing ability. So you need to be hoping for him today. Tilla, of course, we'll have a look at him quickly. Currently, either side of that kind of sandwich with Shadow's Gunner and the Red Bull in between him and Adversary. Adversary, of course, today saying that he doesn't rate himself enough. Once said he's not great at the game, but right now I think he offered him 7th position. Probably snap your hand off. Take that. Great points for Tilla and Adversary if that is the case. I mean, where is the kind of main overtake sector going to be in this race tonight? But it seems it's a very kind of linear track in the sense that there's not really a lot of room to make moves on people. Am I correct in that, or am I missing something?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not really a track where overtaking's a big thing. It's normally going to be because you are completely, you've got fresher tyres in the car ahead of you and you can actually stay close to them on exit here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're on the same kind of strategy as people around you, it's not going to go well.
Well, for now,
Ryan's had a bit of an issue there, I think. Lost a fair amount of time.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that was...
we do have a move by Hippo, though. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So
we've got a little bit of a... Well, now as well, keep an eye on just a couple of cars behind Hippo. Keiran as well, right in there. Looking to try and break further into the top 10. Went from 10th to 9th in that space of that lap. There's a little bit of connection there on the back. And as TRC Victory gets the first penalty of the evening. 3 seconds there, multiple warnings. As there you go, Keiran making a move, Adversary. Ooh, it's going to be a tight one there. Clip just a bit of the back wheel there, it seemed like. But Keiran gets his nose in front. Yeah, and now Keiran will look to try and take over one of the other dangerous Germans in this lobby. So Dirty Hippo, Neymar, as we know from the FIFA side of things. Someone that very much is, again, I mean, it's just a kick Sauber thing. It must be inconsistent. One week you'll see Dirty Hippo be right up there in the kind of chase for the top 5. Then, races like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you see him kind of down there lingering in 10th, 11th position due to a poor start. But right now, he's holding his ground here. So, go back and look up a little bit further as well. Shadow Gunner's chasing down Tilla. Tilla chasing down Chemi. Kemi, of course, a good seconds just behind Benchwarmer. All he can do is kind of reach out and watch from this position. And right now, Benchwarmer is breathing down Chissy's neck. It will be quite a night for Benchwarmer today if he can keep his cool, keep his calm, and end up wrapping up second place. And again, for a lot of people, they view second like first in this race grid. Keiran making another move, overtakes the German, but then gets a free second penalty. So, there you go. That's Keiran maybe going to be a little bit frustrated. It's not the end of the world, that free second penalty batty, but he's going to need to now be pretty spotless in the remainder of these 26 laps.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be the difference between second and third potentially for him. Oh, he lost it there.
Well, you can see there. Whoa! I tell you what, MJD came in a little bit weird there. Thank you as well for the sub, Brooke. I appreciate you massively. So we'll have to kind of next time I stream normally, I have to show you your guy. We kind of started up all the Madden stuff the other day, and literally just yesterday we put in the VFL draft class. So like all of like the 350 people that asked to be put in the draft class are now in there, so you can see how good your regen is. But it's yeah, good to see you, man. Hope you've been well. As Benchwarmer continues to pull away from Chemi here, it's starting to look, Matty, like unless there's some sort of issue with a safety car or something, that top three is pulling away from the rest of the pack here. It really does feel that way.
Yeah, it's exactly what's going to happen here. It's just one of those tracks where if the guy ahead of you makes a mistake, you just lose a lot, like way more time.
Oh, someone's just gone into the wall. What the MJD has just spun into the wall and lost his wing. I don't know what happened there. I just caught that on the back end. So I have no idea. I thought he was turning into pit or something. I thought maybe that was this is a pit lane. But MJD, you catch that on replay, just almost kind of like took a hard turn into the left-hand side of the wall. And a bit of his car flew off the side there.
Yeah, it's a very fast final corner. If you get a little bit too much on that outside curve, you're just going to go flying because you lose all the traction. So the take it to figure from where he was.
Will get you a lot on that final corner as well, and just kind of medium to high speed corners in general, as if your tyres are a wee bit over temperature. Yeah, you just go sideways. So that might have been
is struggling here with the turning.
Yeah, his tyres are going to be on fire at a minute, so it's going to take a couple of laps of being very patient, but he'll
3-second penalty there.
Change his wing.
Yeah, he's got to.
Anyway.
He looks like he's really struggling after that kind of collision with the wall. Bumps Certi a little bit there as well, but yeah, Certi will need a pit ASAP. Of course, for the likes of Lewis Welch right now, nothing in the rear view whatsoever for Chissy. He is being chased down by Benchwarmer as these two continue to fight for that second position. You've been well enjoying this FIFA break. Feel like I've needed it. I'm telling you, so many of you that only play FIFA only realize how much a good fucking week or 2 weeks off of the game is when you actually put it down. So you're gonna be playing it for like degenerates when the new one comes out in like a month anyway. So there's nothing wrong with taking a 2 or 3 week break. Showtime, good evening, man. Hope you're well. Looking forward to seeing you fight tomorrow. Hope work's been treating you well. My Chicagoan brethren. I don't know. Chicagan? I don't know. Anyway.
We just call them assholes here.
Oh, right. That's fair. That's fair. Well, the grid looking pretty kind of linear at the minute in terms of what's going on. It just feels like it's more of a technical track today, as there has been an overtake there. Keiran gets that one just beyond Shadow's Gunner. Oi! And that's a really narrow gap he tried to go through. I don't think he took too much already damage there, but yeah, he really tried to creep through a hole that just wasn't appearing there. And VRL Keiran maintains 6th position, so there you go. Let me show I'm not rushing. Oh yeah, I need to do that. So when I'm in this room, I'm out of my kind of quote unquote office. I've got like my shit connected up to my Xbox. I never really see anything, so I need to kind of give you VIP quickly to do that. It's alright. There's nothing really happening. People just kind of fighting for position. There you go, show. You're all good. There you go. Alright, well, for now, penalty reminder for the people watching. 3 seconds for Keiran, 3 for TRC Victory, and 3 for MJD as things stand. No one, of course, has pitted yet. I mean, at what point are we saying for these mediums, Barry? Are we thinking lap 10, or are we thinking a little bit further than that?
Nah, I'd probably 15, something like
Okay.
that, 15, 14. I know if people start to come in now, they're probably doing a 2-stop. So it might see a couple of lads come in, especially the guys in the middle that have maybe lit up their tyres just a little bit too much, and they're starting to struggle. Ryan's in the pits, I don't know, that's
Well, it's gone on to hards, so
damage related. Yeah.
there you go. He's shifted from mediums to fresh hards. Obviously, he will
Train
not.
behind Tilla is getting very, very feisty.
Between Keiran and Kemi, okay. Well, again, Benchwarmer as well is trying to really minimise the gap in time here between himself and Chissy as well. I mean, this is, again, one of those races tonight so far from Benchwarmer. Yes, we're only about a third of the way through, but this is the version of Benchwarmer that can be a real threat in the championship, Barry. Do you think, when he looks back at this, I think Chissy is going in as well, so there you go. Do you think when Benchwarmer looks back at some of his performances this season, again, granted, we're in week 10, he can still maybe win the next 2. It would be a miracle if he does, but I don't think many of us expect that to happen. But when you look back at this season in general and think, if only I was a little bit more consistent here, a little bit consistent there, or is it just not something you can do because so many tracks are so different and so many drivers are, so professional and expert in certain tracks and then terrible in others? Has it maybe been a case where Benchwarmer hasn't finished as high or won't finish as high as he should be because of the track list and it's been kind of aids, or what are you looking at in terms of that?
Yeah, it can be a mixture of not particularly liking the tracks in the calendar. I mean, the reception in the calendar wasn't great, and I thought it was quite a brutal calendar myself, but yeah, next season it can be completely different. I still expect Welch to be up there and probably winning it if he races, but other than that,
whoa, I'll tell you what, Bill, oversteer, there was a real oversteer there, or a bit of a snap there on the steering from Keiran. Nearly lost control of his car just behind Tilla, and that's cost him a couple of seconds there. That would have been a bit of a situation there indeed, but for now, they keep on going. A bit of a train here forming, though, Batty, in that kind of race for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. There's kind of like a definitely a race there. His adversary, who has maintained 7th position for these first 10 laps, is now looking to ascend further up and see if he can maybe make a
pitted in response to
Chissy.
So
yeah, he has indeed. So
see where he comes out then, because he had a pretty good in lap though. So, and his teammate pitting in, that's not ideal. So if he gets held up,
maybe a lack of communication there between the two of them. Who knows? But
no, it looks fine. Yeah, I think it's a big enough gap.
So Chissy as well now already gaining a place because more and more people are pitting as Dirty Hippo, as you've said, coming in there on fresh hard. So yeah, I think. Or another 3-second penalty there for TRC victory. Do you think though that these hards are going to be acceptably able to last the rest of this race? You still talked about the 2-stop, strategy. Are we going to see hards last 21 laps, Bay?
I think you could see a couple of guys pull it off if they, just have a kind of leisurely drive, and so you can recognise at this point in the race, you can go, right, that first stint I sucked compared to everybody else, so I'm just going to come out and try something different because it's the only way I'm going to get some out of this race. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see maybe 1 or 2 guys try and go to the end. If you see anybody pit from probably about now, I think could do it comfortably, but the guys that pit either this lap or the lap before, yeah, it's going to be tough, but it's possible. It's absolutely possible. The Benchwarmer has lost a fair amount of time to Chissy though, but
now you're going to start to see, yeah, there you go. Well, the mediums are now very much going in. Kemi and Shadows there, pitting adversaries staying out, and you would expect the likes of Keiran, Tilla and Welch to probably start to think about going into the to the pit lane shortly, leaving adversary out there on his 10-lap old hards. Dan, any kind of interesting news in GP2 or GP3 so far, or we're kind of moseying on down?
Everything's kind of status quo. I will say, and I'm probably going to jinx something here. Out of all 3 races, we get to see a safety car.
Wow, okay, well, there you go.
So the track in real life has, I believe it's a 100% safety car chance. Every single race that F1 has ever done in Singapore, there's been a safety car. We've yet to have one, so...
Okay, that's the fucking scene.
Well,
well, except a couple of the GP3 lads are trying to change that, but...
Evening
Cams, thank you so much for the sub as well. Welcome on board, man. Welcome in. And apologies that your team got absolutely fucking scalped by Man City, but it's alright. It happens to the best of us. It does. Well, for now, Adversary continuing on in 4th position. Maybe he will be feeling the sensation of a nosebleed. He's never been that high for such a consistent period. Keiran, for the time being, looking to chase down Tilla. And I think the question on a lot of our minds is more the case of, will both of these two pit, or will they just respond to Lewis Welch and stay out there? And it looks like they are going to stay out there. So you said before, about 13 laps was your kind of mark of mediums. Looks like maybe that could be tested here, as we've had Adversary go in. Adversary pitting on 10-lap old hards. Is that a waste, Bay?
No, it just says you're probably going medium.
Well,
to the
he's got
end.
hard.
Okay.
He's come out on
10,
fresh
10.
hards. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
confusing. It means you've got to do 10. You've done 10 laps on those hards. Maybe you go and do 13 laps, and then you do. Adversary just got hit on the way out. I think that was there, and then like 10, 12, and then 9 maybe on mediums. I don't know. It's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try race direct. Okay, so.
Now
I
then.
started the race on those tires, so yeah, 11, 22, 9 on the mediums, and maybe try and go 12 or 13 on these,
Mhm.
and then, just put the mediums on for 7 or 8 laps probably at that end of the race, and probably just go full pelt till the end. I mean, it's an enormous strain behind Sutley here. And
Yeah,
Adversary
I'm
is gonna
keeping
catch
my,
up to us very quickly. So.
Keeping an eye on Kemi here at the minute, who's looking to try and fight with Michael. That's what we were looking at before we focused on him. A bit like David v
Sutley is
Goliath.
doing the most almighty of hold-up jobs.
Oh, Tilla, 10-second penalty in the pit lane, and that is a nightmare for Tilla. And again, we keep on saying about he can't really have any sympathy. Oh, God! Kemi!
Oh, God.
He's died! We've caught it on camera.
And now they're gonna get annoyed at each other, and yeah. This is
Can I just say, by the way, how the fuck is there not a safety car after that, by the way?
He's still going the right way.
Yeah, oh my God.
And that's a 10-second penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane. Kemi has just been absolutely levered. I mean, we got that on... I was spectating his first-person view camera, so I'm not surprised that he's DNF'd there and retired in the pits. I think if there was ever a case in point that Kemi wanted to report something, he's got it on the VOD, on the broadcast. I don't know who caused that. I wasn't really looking as to...
Jesus Christ, they are just... Hippo is driving like a man possessed at the minute.
One time for the gringos.
18 laps to go.
So much aggression in this bottom pack now. I think that hold-up job by Sutley has got everybody rattled.
Yeah, he is the shithouse of the grid, I think is the best way to describe Surtees.
Absolutely, yeah. He's
The Jamie Vardy of F1. That's what he
I mean,
is.
he's only finished like 3 races this year, so he's just trying to hang on for a couple points. But it's not going very well.
Look at this shit, man.
Oh no.
Look at the bunch. Look at this. They're all... Oh, he's touched his wheel. Oh my God, that was very tight.
Oh. So poor Surly, man. He was in 9th. He just lost 3 places in 2 corners. Oh.
Light comes at you fast when you're an F1 driver, I suppose. Oh, there's been another crash.
Someone-
Kieran's in the wall.
Oh,
Kieran's in the
that's,
wall. Just saw
Is
it
that
when
a
it was.
safety car? It is.
It is. All right. Well,
Controversial one. He didn't die, did he?
he was the
He's
exact
just
same as the other one. I don't know how one
Yeah.
is, how the Kemi one isn't, but that one is. That's so
Yeah.
weird, inconsistent. But I mean, with the safety car now, I mean that makes this kind of top end of the race interesting again. About halfway through, aren't we? 14 out of 31 laps, 17 laps to go. Will Welch be bothered by what he's just seen? Will we drive through penalty as speeding under a safety car from Liam Y? Will we see a tyre change from a lot of these people? What do you think is going to happen now? Walk me through that.
I think apart from like maybe Welch, Liam, obviously just pit, but he's gonna have a time penalty, so it's essentially killed his race. Keiran probably, Tilla, adversary. I think maybe everybody else would go on fresh hearts here. Like MGD is probably the one that loses out the most because he's definitely gonna have to pit twice. Sutty's probably the biggest winner here after that shithouse hold up job. He now gets the pit and probably only lose a couple of positions. So yeah, there's a few winners and losers here. I mean, Welch decided to just go put on fresh hards anyway. So yeah, maybe the whole grid does it. Bench decide to stay out. Tilla, I say, will probably stay out. Michael might go in. So yeah, it's winners and losers all down the grid.
I feel for Kemi as well, dude, because in the kind of opening segment of this race, you want to call it that, Kemi looked really good at points. He was right up there in the kind of the top 3, top 4. VRL Keiran has now gone into the pits and retired, so we're back to the inconsistency of VRL Keiran. An incredible race last week, Batty. There was moments that I've spectated him today where he was kind of snapping on corners and he was getting a sheer amount of oversteer, it felt like.
Yeah.
And now, of course, you know, I think the crash into the wall a couple of laps ago, he bows out, which is a big moment for someone like Benchwarmer to take notice of. Because, again, we talked about VRL Keiran being in that kind of top 4. He's out of there. You're now looking at Welch, Chissy, Tilla, and Benchwarmer as being the guys that should be competing for podium. Benchwarmer can keep this going like he has done. Wouldn't surprise too many of us if he's in there come the end. But yeah, disappointing for Keiran, who looked like he was, again, up for it tonight. Disappointing for Kemi, who looked great in a couple of laps that we saw, but that's the nature of Singapore. You said before, a couple of moments ago, it's always had a safety car. Well, we have one here tonight. That's the only way to look at it.
Yeah. I know you might get a classic because we've had one, we might get 3.
Yeah, you could do.
Everybody's going to be bunched up, and you see there doesn't really take that much to bring it out around this track. You know, we saw a very similar incident with Kemi. We saw a bit of a feisty shuffle with Sutty and somebody on like the third to last corner as well. It could have been a yellow flag if the car goes round on that part of the straight. It's probably a safety car as well. So yeah, any sort of coming together here, or any car kind of spinning around on a fast section of the track's probably going to cause one to come out. Welch is... What's going on there, then? Alright.
DM as well. Jesus H. Christ. Okay. Well, as well, one thing that happened while the safety car first came out, Batty, is Surtees kind of drawing his line in the sand and saying, we want to play push to pass, and we shall play like that. So, seemingly, he's taken some annoyance with what happened earlier on with that kind of, pack of shit that was holding him up. But yeah. Guess we'll need to wait and see. Safety car should be probably going in the next lap or 2, you would think. So it came out at lap 14, I'm pretty certain.
I would expect, yeah. I mean, it's a chance it stays out another lap if Ryan doesn't catch up, but it does tend to just go in on this game, rather than like other games where it would, you know, you could tactically kind of pit one lap after the safety car came out, because if you were sat far enough back it wouldn't go in, so you could get another couple of laps out of the safety car and save tyres. But yeah, I don't think that'll be the case now. No, MTD's nearly there, and the game will probably count Ryan as being within time here. So
All right, well,
saying that, normally we'd have said going in by now, so we might have another lap. Yep.
yeah, looks like we're going to get one more out of it. And then Benchwarmer will have to try his absolute best to defend the
And
Piranha.
Bench and Chissy got to work together.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
After, you know, Bench is to try and squeeze Welch, and then Kissy's got to try and make a move, and then you got to put a 2-car blockade until the end of the race. You can get more cars in front of Welch, the better, but yeah, it's going to take some teamwork if anybody but Welch is going to win this race, I think.
Well, we did see Welch lose out a tightly contested battle back in the opening weeks of the league against former driver Nico. You would think that he's learned from then, and you wouldn't seriously see him make some sort of miscommunication or misjudgment in regards to maybe talking to his teammate and saying to Hippo, all right, I'm going to pit now or do this or do that. You'd think... Oh, so not fucking Hippo, but I'm talking about Benchwarmer. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you would think Lewis Welch would not make a fuck up like he did in the beginning weeks of the league, and said after last week he made it look maybe a little bit tighter than what it should be. I think he played last week off and said, okay, you know, casino hands, I've actually slowed down a little bit to try and make it a little bit more entertaining. Whether he did or didn't, only he can clarify that. But the truth of the matter is, Benchwarmer is not going to give it that first position without a fight. And I think for Chissy as well, if he can work with Benchwarmer, he can again use that kind of cross teamwork between the Williams and the Kick Sauber, and then they both get a 1-2. I think they'll both take this as a moral victory. So there you go. For now, the safety car though is coming in, and he, the man in the Aston Martin, will have all the eyes on him. One of the greatest of all time, and he will look to prove that again by winning this race in the next 13/14 laps. And his adversary there, as the safety car is about to go in, it gets a 3-second time penalty. That probably the worst thing in the world for him, again, considering how high up he is currently. Here we go, though. Race conditions back to normal. And... Whoa!
Oh, Welch is going to do...
That is really, really...
Leave a window.
Whoa! He's been clipped there by Chissy at the end. That was... I'll tell you what, that's a way to restart the race, as MJD has just taken another 3-second time penalty as well. Penalties are now starting to fly as Liam Y have a taken victory on the grid as well. We're on Chissy cam here as he looks to try and chase down Benchwarmer and Lewis Welch. There's Benchwarmer just about to be overtaken. There's Welch, and there you go. Right back into routine we go by Welch 1, Benchwarmer 2, and Chissy 3. Is this how it's going to end?
Nah, I think Chissy's got too much of a tyre advantage on Bench. I think he'll, maybe not for a couple of laps, but certainly 5 or 6 laps in, the difference between these tyres is going to be significant. So
A bit of a snap there from
Chissy's just got to
Chissy as
keep
well.
it smooth, and you know, you lead up. Yeah, I think next couple of corners you see how close you are to Bench. If you're not on the tail of him, I think you can just give the race one up and then tactically set yourself up to finish second here.
As well for the fans of the middle of the grid. Oi! Chissy there smashing into the wall nearly.
Yeah, he's overdriving too.
People interested in the middle of the pack. While that was happening, Shadow's Gunner got a 3-second time penalty for warnings as well, which means the adversary is back in a great position of being able to perhaps hang on to his 6th position at this minute in time. But you can see Welch, Benchwarmer, and Chissy with 12 laps remaining now. They are, I think, not separated, but they've got their own kind of sectors. You can see Welch is, again, about a second ahead of second. Benchwarmer is a second ahead, if that, of third. As it comes back now into the conversation of how do you get an overtake in clean fashion in Singapore. Let's go back here. Tilla, of course, watching the action from 4th position.
My Lord, man.
What's happened? Oh, Surtee has seemingly died on a turn. Did you catch that, Bay? What happened there?
Yeah, Sutty and MJD back at it again.
No safety car.
Just retired on track. Yeah.
So no safety car. And Surtee joins the pile of bodies. And Chissy takes a 3-second penalty there, Bay. That is huge. Huge from Chissy. Chissy up to 3 seconds. Tilla 10. Adversary 3. Shadow's Gunner 3. TRC Victory 6. And MJD 6. So there you go. 11 laps to go. Surtee saying, I'll happily take the pen. I'll take the pen happily. I can't be fucked with the prick, said Surtee. So his composure has completely left him.
Yeah.
He's done a Joey Barton on the racetrack, hasn't he? Ryan Kay, of course, going in there as he is now retired.
Down the tunnel.
He is retired in the pits. He's chasing after him, it seems. So Ryan Kay out this evening, and I would probably confidently tell you that there's going to be some choice words between Ryan Kay and Surtee. But now, what it does mean for the likes of Liam Y and MJD is that they're on the cusp of potentially earning some points. So Liam Y going to now maybe get his affairs in order. Try and maybe break into that top 10, especially with that time penalty that's looming there. What it does mean as well for Benchwarmer here is a Benchwarmer. Right now, you would be almost surprised, shocked if he doesn't walk away with a podium finish, let alone a 2nd place finish, as Liam Y has then joined the penalty gap. So the only people that have raced clean with no penalties to the name, Lewis Welch, Benchwarmer, Michael, and Hippo. So the possibility of finishing as high in the grid as possible, very much awaiting them there. Ryan Kay now popping into the driver's lounge and saying, nice one, Surtee, mate. So Ryan Kay clearly not happy with what he's seeing either. So there you have it. But now, Batty, do you see maybe in the kind of remaining laps as Victory takes another 3-second time penalty, do you see any possibility of an upset, of a surprise, of anything like that could happen here with 10 laps to go? Or is this now just looking more and more routine with these kind of retirements and crash outs?
Yeah, I mean, you could, not safety car later on, could maybe spice it up, but I think with the majority of the contenders, other than Bench having a time penalty, Welch can probably just cruise to a race win here. Yeah.
If you get another safety car, you might see that rain start to
yeah,
You could.
rear its
You
head
could.
in the very last few laps. So
Yeah.
It won't really impact too many people though. You only got Victory and MJD and Michael on the mediums. It would impact Michael the most. Ryan saying, I've got the clip if you need it, by the way, Batty. I think the fact that Surtee came in and said, I'll happily take the pen, I can't be fucked with the prick. I don't think there's going to be any need for a clip, but if you want to get it just in case, then you go ahead as Hippo smashed into the wall. Yep, that's where his car ends up. And
that's a virtual.
Yeah, well, it does mean then.
With this many guys on the harder compounds are always tougher in the rain.
Yep.
If you're going to be on any slick compound in the rain, you want to be as soft as possible. But
so if the rain comes, really,
everybody's screwed.
Yeah, the people that are put on the meds on now are probably in the the best kind of spot. I mean, Bench just put the hards on,
Thing is,
Which,
for
you know,
Chissy,
if it doesn't come down, that's not a bad shout. But
yeah.
rain comes down, you do not want to be on hards, even if they're 6 laps old
Thing is,
and they
for
feel
Chissy,
great.
you've been seeing the back of an Aston Martin for the entire season, and I almost
Mm.
wonder if the rain pops 3 laps to go, Welch pits. I wonder if Chissy just turns that Williams into a boat and tries to sail it the last 2.5 laps, just to try. Why not?
Mm.
Well,
Getting
for
Lando
now-
Norris at Russia vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
Now the question is very much so: is the rain going to come? Do you take the gamble? There's a lot of interesting, decisions to make here. Just been told as well by you, or just seen, by the way. You may find this funny, since I think you hate them both equally. Celtic drew to Keiran 0-0 tonight
Okay.
at home. I don't know what a Keiran is, but their
Yeah.
Champions League qualification hangs in the balance. So, there you go. For now, 8 laps to go. We've been joined by fucking race commentator, race watcher, race Tory, MKW. Welcome in, Matt.
Hello.
There you go.
Something
And now I
really
think
happened.
the first time this season, everybody's got points.
Yeah,
Well, another thing that we're seeing for the first time this season really is Welch's ability to battle, because him and Chissy are normally about 20-30 seconds apart on track. I think this is the first time, aside from the first 3 races of the season, that we've really seen Welch have to battle.
Yeah.
So
well,
it could get interesting very
Could-
quickly.
could be about to get a little bit tasty. That's what you're saying.
And he's low
Yes.
on battery. He's
He's
the battery
harvesting.
difference between the two, is significant, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
Forgot to mention how lucky Arsenal were on the weekend, by the way. Hey, how many times have we come to Old Trafford, played you off the park, looking like Barcelona, and lost? Take it. We smelled a shit and we still won. That's what happens when you've got the best centre-back pairing in the league. But, yeah, God help us, we've got to play a little bit better than that. But I'm very happy we're getting Eze, Ryan. So, hijacked him from Spurs as well. Makes it extra funny. So, happy days. I would congratulate you on any signings, but you're unfortunately fucking broke and can't afford a roof and sacked dinner ladies, so not really much I can say to you.
Shit. I think Chissy's playing the long game here, just saving this battery to make sure he stays in DRS, and then just sitting behind Welch, and I bet he tries to just push him through the corners on the final lap, but Welch is having to use a lot of that battery to stay ahead. He's flashing every single corner.
Well, Chissy making contact there, I think, just slightly. Well, he gets through. As Welch now looking to go right back. Oh, a little bit of a touch there, but then Welch gets right back. So, God, he's clipped the wheel. He's clipped the wheel there, but they've stayed straight. Sweet mother of God. Sweet mother of God. Thank you as well, Oysen, for the raid. Appreciate you. Just seeing the last 7 laps of our race here. As Chissy is, I mean, this is the most aggressive we've seen him so far in the race today, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a part of the race, so you're probably gonna make it happen, because you don't know when that rain. I mean, a lot of the drivers are probably asking the engineer how far away the rain is, so maybe this is a response to that. Maybe the
Well,
rains.
and look who's, because of these two battling all the time, look who's joined the party.
Yeah.
Tilla's right here with
right
a,
behind them.
front row seat. Yeah, they've lost so much time battling each other that now the McLaren is involved.
Is one of the best players in the league. Spurs about 2 weeks to get it done. Now they deserve it. To be fair, he could still say yes to Spurs, but he won't, because if you know anything about Eze, he's a big Arsenal fan. Back when he was at QPR, he was always saying like he was gutted when we released him from our academy. that he supports us, he loves us. So if it comes down to a straight shot pick between us and Spurs, he's going to pick us. That's just how it's going to go. I'm so happy about that. Great player. Improvement on the left wing. Improvement in creative midfield. Free kick taker. Deserves to be Champions League quality team, as I say. So I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing with that. Came out of nowhere as well. So I literally just did not expect it. Someone read it to me earlier on that David Ornstein said it, and then boom, here we are. So
Chissy had a moment coming out of that corner, lost a couple of tens to kind of put him off a little bit here.
the one thing that sucks for these guys, though, man, is this penalty situation. We know Welch is probably going to win this one tonight. 3 seconds for Chissy, 10 seconds for Tilla, 3 seconds for adversary. Maybe it's just a case of bragging rights to say that you finished above him in a race, even though you're going to finish behind him on the grid because of the penalty. But
there's definitely something to be said about winning on track.
Yeah,
it's like, right, you know, it does wonders for your confidence too. Is, you know, yeah, sure, I may have finished behind him on the leaderboard, but I got it done on track and was still a couple seconds ahead. So
talking about confidence, though, Dan, where are we next week?
That's a great question. We are in Hungary.
Is that a track you need confidence going into? Is that like a death track, or what are we're talking about there? I mean, I know we're talking about Singapore still.
It's basically Singapore, except the walls are 20 feet, you know, outside of the limits. Oh boy.
Well, MJD and Shadowgunners are having a bit of a battle down here in 6th and 7th, and again, there's been an overtake as Chissy has now gotten back in front of Welch, as Tilla continues to be our cameraman in the back looking on. Of course, a reminder of these penalties: 3-10-3, 3-6-12-3. So right now, what it would mean is, of course, Benchwarmer wouldn't get a podium position, but he would jump up into 4th ahead of adversary. And for Chissy and Welch, they continue through every single corner, every single turn, considered to try and find the answer. As TRC Victory has seemingly died, but has he died in the pits or outside the pits? No safety car.
Too late for safety car.
Yeah, no safety car being shown as a 6th driver here today sees the end of his race. So that's been a bit more of a casualty heavy race tonight. TRC Victory did have a lot of penalties though, so I can't really blame him if he didn't retire. Ryan Kay was effectively kind of spearheaded by Surty. Surty kind of caused that commotion. Dirty Hippo, you felt for him. Kemi, you felt for him. Keiran, you felt for him. I don't know if it's a case of like oversteer or a snap of the steering battery, or if there was something that happened, but it was that same kind of area for Kemi, Hippo, and Keiran that had just kind of flung themselves into the wall. So
yeah, it's because there's a lot of hard traction areas, and a lot of the corners you're sliding the car about, so just generates a lot of surface temperature, and too much of that, you know. It might be fine, you might be fine on that corner one lap, and then because of the amount of wear you've put into the tyres, you go round at the next lap, you have a little bit of a kick out, and you're like, alright, okay, maybe we should pit soon, and then the lap after that you end up in the wall. So, yeah,
the thing is, too,
it's just one of the more tricky corners in the tracks. It's such a high-speed corner.
Yeah, you talk about tricky corners, is that you make a mistake on this track and there's a wall there to immediately acknowledge your mistake, so...
Well, it looks like maybe this is the way on track this is going to end. Welch doesn't look like he's going to be able to be consistently pipped by Chissy in terms of getting out in front. Still, I think both Chissy and Tilla will be a little bit annoyed tonight at the time penalties they've picked up there. Seemingly avoidable, but it is what it is. Feels nice to be optimistic for a United fan for once, to be fair. Well, there you go. enjoy the good times. Maybe there won't be too many of them. Hopefully there won't be. Hopefully you finish 15th again. That'd be fucking smashing from me. But, I mean, you played well. It's just, you got to find a way to actually get over the line. That's all. I think it's a bit telling, though, that when you subbed off Casemiro and put on Ugarte, that your team just effectively dropped off the face of the earth. Remember, everyone was gassing up Ugarte about how great he was going to be when you signed him from PSG. And now I went on Twitter after the game and everyone was just basically calling Ugarte a fucking farmer. So, one of them. Got to try to find a way to get rid of players as well. The fact that you're really stalling and trying to haggle over Garnacho and shit like that is... Yeah, reminds me of our days with Aubameyang. You just cancel some contracts, let them go. Only way that you can really move forward with it. And in terms of moving forwards, it does look like tonight Lewis Welch will move forward again, a step further in the Drivers' Championship, and will get another race win on his record, on his resume. And, I mean, listen, for Adversary, regardless of whether it's going to be 4th or 5th, 5th or 4th, a decent night for him too. I think he will be quite pleased in a 15 player grid, a 15 driver grid, to kind of finish in the top 5. It's a bit of an achievement for him, considering he has also been a little bit inconsistent at times. So, not a bad one
Good
from him
points from
tonight.
McLarens.
Yeah, absolutely great points for the McLarens, absolutely. Michael was one 7th, again, you know, 7th out of 15th. Granted, they'll look at it and say 7 out of 9th, but 7 out of 15th, you've got to be there. So, a bit of a good recovery from Michael here tonight. And like you said earlier on, Barry, the fact that all of these drivers tonight are going to take home and walk away with points makes it a job well done. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, just a survival race. God knows how many would retire if we had 20.
Yeah,
Probably the same amount.
probably
Not
7.
more.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you got to think about people that were missing. James Torres wouldn't have retired. He's a mentally resilient lad, is James Torres, so he would have been fine.
Yeah.
But then you got to think about some of the others. Maybe the
Just
likes
thinking
of...
you had 5 more cars to that pack of
Yeah,
carnage and-
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Especially in that first sector again, where you saw the most hanky-panky. Well, Chissy there is just taking a penalty that takes him now to 6 seconds. Won't really do
unless
too
he
much.
gets, you know, 2 and 2 3-second penalties and 2 laps, and I think he's okay.
And right now, it doesn't seem like there's anyone really having a battle with anyone here. It's just a casual kind of Wednesday night
Bench
drive here.
adversary, but again, Bench doesn't really need to make the move.
Well,
Right here, though.
he's going to, as he gets the move. Adversary now falls behind the kick salver, and again, only 3 cars tonight walk away with no penalties. Lewis Welch, Benchwarmer, and Michael all having clean drives here in Singapore this evening, so they'll be happy with their kind of race form tonight. Benchwarmer.
Tilla is... might lose his podium here, right?
10 seconds. Yeah, he could. He is going to lose his podium.
Bench is cutting about 10th a corner here, so yeah, that might be Tiller off a podium.
And that'd be great for Benchwarmer. Again, the most
Yeah.
inconsistent man on the fucking grid, but Christ, it's great when we get to see him do well. But as you can see, the rain has hit as well, Batty. The rain has hit in the final lap.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I thought you had one more safety car here.
yeah, if only. Not really going to maybe... I mean, listen, never say never. I was going to say you're not going to really see anything in one lap, but if it takes one dodgy corner...
18-year-old hards in these conditions, mate. I'll tell you that right now. And these guys that, you know, are in 8th and 9th, are going to have to deal with a bit more of the rain than the guys ahead, so it could be very, very treacherous by the time like Liam and MGD come round to the end of this track. Just looking at the end of Sector 1 now where Tiller is, and you can see he's struggling like mad. I mean,
You would
his
think
18
that
lap old
that's
hard, so
absolutely
gonna
going to
help,
seal
but-
the deal that Benchwarmer's going to take the podium then.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that Chissy loses second. I think Bench would have to probably cut out about a second a corner for that to happen. But yeah, so Tilla's gonna finish fourth again. He's to my knowledge, he's finished there quite often.
Get in the
this
Arsenal of
season. I'll have
F1.
to,
Top
around
four's a
that
trophy,
area,
Tilla. That's what we keep repeating ourselves to ourselves. You're fine.
Champions League place.
Champions League place. Get in. Just to be eliminated in the round of 16, 10-0 on aggregate by Bayern Munich. So... Oh, there you have it. Lewis Welch. Lo and behold, another race win. One of the greatest to ever do it. For Chissy, it would be a surprise if he doesn't get second. He crosses over the line here. And for Tilla, unfortunately for him, it will be a fourth place finish. Because Bench Warmer, who has had a clean race, one of his best races of the season, he will take the podium and take third position. For the McLaren, though, Bay, still a decent night at the office. Fourth and fifth. Good points in the team constructors. Shadow's gunner there, looking likely to get sixth place. Michael, of course, may have something to say about that, depending on the time penalties that are there. We'll see if he's going to jump up to sixth. We'll keep seventh, as he has taken seventh position. There you have it. And then Liam and MJD, both of them with penalties, 3 seconds and 6 seconds. Does look like it's going to finish Liam Y in 8th and MJD in 9th. Good news is for all of you tonight is that at least you've all walked away with points in a very tricky Singapore track. Said we started off the first kind of 13 laps of the race saying, wow, how clean and how great this is. And then the death and destruction came. So we weren't left waiting for too long. But congratulations tonight. Again, it feels like we're just repeating ourselves every week. Lewis Welch back on the grid, back dominant, and is getting closer and closer. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if he's already won the championship with 2 races to go. I don't know if the math on that is available, but I mean, he has been phenomenal all season.
Crunch the numbers. Pretty much, if he outscored, he's got a 34-point lead over Chissy right now. So he basically just needs to finish on the podium next week.
Oh, then yeah, there you go. So it will be a Hungary track that will see him crowned as the champion this season. So that would be phenomenal for him. And of course, for Dan is the camera hidden, so he can get any numbers and data he can. Fellas, for the people watching, again, a really fun one tonight. An hour and a half of racing was decent. Like I said, we're getting towards the end. A reminder that Season 2 sign-ups are going to come out literally today or tomorrow. So whether you're going to stay with us for the winter months or whether you're going to just do a one-and-done season and depart, it's absolutely fine. Just please make sure that, again, you're doing the last 2 races. All we've got left now is next week and the week after, and then the season's over. So let's just aim for maximum attendance in those last 2 weeks. Yeah? Cool. With that, any incidents, please send them over to the FIA. They will review them and make a decision on them. And yeah, if you need anything else, just shoot a DM to Scarrard, so I'm sure he'll be happy to reply. Have a good night. Again, congratulations, Welch. Congratulations, Benchwarmer, as well. A great race tonight from you. And we will see you next week in Hungary. Take care. Take it easy. And we'll